surprise shone light from distant northern skies. At that point, I realized I don't know where it comes from, but I know it's okay. This is all an illusion, and I'm willing to play.
Welcome to the Quantum Guide Show, interviews with awakened masters as they share their quantum work with you. The Quantum Guide Show is produced by Karen Holton, creator of the 9 Steps to Quantum Health Transformation, a free 9-step online course to give you the tips and resources you need to thrive. Karen lost and continues to keep off 178 pounds of surplus body weight as she made her dreams come true. Whether you are awakening to the ascension process or simply want a wiser, more efficient lifestyle, this program is for you. No strings attached. The Quantum Guide Show is brought to you in part by Zendome's Orgonite, Karen's unique brand of orgone generators, ethically sourced, handmade, and double charged for maximum effect. Find out how orgone generators work and what they can do for you. Don't be fooled by imitations. Check out Karen's current selection, only available from her website, KarenHoltonHealthCoach.com, and on Facebook, facebook.com/Quantum Health Transformation. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back to the Quantum Guide Show. My very special guest today is Jordan Maxwell, and we're going to talk about illuminating the darkness. But first, let me tell you a little bit about this very wise man. Jordan's area of expertise includes Astro-Theology, sexual symbolism in world religions, foundations of modern-day religion, world mysteries, ancient and modern, ancient symbols and occult emblems, ancient sciences and technology, hidden Bible teachings and mysteries, the sun in the history of politics and religion, the story your church doesn't want you to know, and secret societies and their influence on world events. Jordan Maxwell has been the preeminent researcher in studies of the occult and religious philosophy for over 50 years, at great expense to his personal life. Jordan has never had a choice and was compelled to pursue his lifetime's work. Jordan Maxwell is an independent scholar in the field of occult religious philosophy. His interest in these subjects began as far back as 1959. He served for 3.5 years as the religious editor for Truth Seeker magazine, America's oldest free thought journal since 1873. His work exploring the hidden foundations of Western religions and secret societies creates enthusiastic responses from audiences all over the world. He has conducted dozens of intensive seminars, hosted his own radio talk shows, guested on more than 600 radio shows, and written, produced, and appeared in numerous television shows and documentaries, including 3 2-hour specials for the CBS TV network, as well as the internationally acclaimed 5-part Ancient Mystery series, all devoted to understanding ancient religions and their pervasive influence on world affairs today. Jordan's motive was never monetary profit or gain, but rather a relentless pursuit of truth, which made him easy prey for a multitude of conniving and ruthless opportunists looking to make a buck off of his lifetime's worth of work and sacrifice. Being a preeminent researcher and independent scholar did not leave time to pursue being the consummate businessman, and particular self-serving characters took advantage of this as opportunities to exploit. This caused Jordan severe economic harm and made it very difficult for Jordan to obtain the basic necessities required to sustain life, let alone pay for legal fees and defend his rights. But Jordan battled on for his name, image, and life's work, and now he continues with his research and work. Welcome, Jordan, to the Quantum Guide Show. How are you?
Well, thank you very much, Karen. I think I'm doing okay, but we'll see.
I got to ask you, Jordan, in all of this, how do we express our free who we are? So, like for instance, if our country is a corporation and it thinks it owns our body, and the Pope thinks it owns our soul, and the commercial system is very much trying to own our minds,
That's right,
how,
exactly.
how can we where can we go, or how can we approach this so that we can step into our own sovereignty? Do you have suggestions
There
without
is one
getting
way you
beat
can
up by
do
the
it.
police?
Yeah, you can do that, but it's very difficult. And most people do not realize how simple it is, but it's going to cost you a lot. And
Mhm,
not money, but it's going to cost you in your life if you want to break free from this system. If you
mhm,
want to break free from what our organized crime has set up for us, it's
mhm.
going to cost you something. When you leave out of the mafia, when you're in the organized criminal world, and you decide you don't want to be there anymore, you don't want to crawl on your knees anymore.
Mhm.
Well, it's going to cost you. You're
We
going to have,
become scapegoat? Is
yeah.
that what you're getting at? We become scapegoat,
Well, the only way
shilling,
I can tell
and
you that if you want to get out of the federal system, there's a difference between a federal citizen and a state citizen. The only
mhm.
way to get out from under the federal government is to opt out of the federal government and opt into something called the state government. You can do it in
State.
Canada or the United States. It's
Mhm,
easier to do it in the US, but you
mhm,
can do it in Canada too if you know how to do it.
mhm.
You get out of the federal so that no longer are you connected to the federal government at all, period. The
So
federal
that means
government,
losing our pensions, losing our all kinds of things.
well, but the point
That's
is that if you opt out, if you send the paperwork and say you don't want to be a part of the federal government anymore, you can do that.
Mhm.
But that automatically puts you into another kind of government that has to, that you have to be under some kind of a government
Yeah,
that control you some way.
yeah.
So the other way is if you don't want to go along with the federal government, which nobody should because it's an organized crime. It's a banking scheme to rape and rip off everybody,
I agree.
businesses and corporations, and you're a business. Incidentally, did you know that your body, your flesh and blood body, is a security on the New York Stock Exchange?
I've heard that. I've heard
Yeah,
that. Probably from you.
probably from me. I'm the one who's talking about it.
Yeah.
If you take your Social Security card, if you got a Social Security card, in Canada, I don't know what you call it,
Social
but it's an
insurance card,
official.
same thing. Hmm.
Yeah. Why is it called Social Security? Because you are a security for the body social called Canada. Canada has a lot of people. All the people are called Canadian. Why? Because they all work for the Canadian government, which is a corporation.
Hmm.
And so, therefore, it's a corporation, and therefore, you are a citizen of the corporation. You work for the company. You
Hmm.
work for the company. So therefore, you are a security. As long as you're doing your job and making money and paying your bills and paying your Social Security and paying your taxes and
Hmm.
all that stuff, just keep paying and just keep paying and
Paying,
paying.
paying.
Yeah, just keep
Cool.
paying. Then
Yeah,
you are a security for the corporation. They're making
yeah.
money off of you. You and 20, 25 million more like you
Hmm.
paying $100, that's a lot of money. And
Hmm.
so, therefore, you are a security for the corporation. So that when you retire, what you're doing, when you walk off the job, you're going home to go to bed, you're leaving the company, you're retiring for the evening. But when
Hmm.
you retire for life and you're retiring,
the corporation is giving you back a certain tiny percentage of what you've given them, because you were security for them, for the body social. So they're giving you social security. You're part of the social arrangement now, but you're not working. So now they have to pay you something every month so you can pay your bills. And so they give you social security. Why? Because you are a security for the body social. A lot of people do not know that a social security card on the front has numbers. Those numbers are like anybody else who works for a corporation. If you work for a corporation while you're on duty working every day, you wear a badge to show that you are, in fact, an employee of this corporation. You have a right to be here. You're a member of the corporation. And so, therefore, that's what's on the front of your Social Security is your badge number. That number on the front of Social Security is your employee number. But if you take that Social Security and turn it backwards and go to the back of the Social Security card, you will see a series of numbers. The series of numbers represent your body, your flesh and blood body on the Securities Stock Exchange of New York, and your particular body with your particular name when you were born has those numbers. It's on the back of your Social Security card. And so if you call one of the big security companies in New York and tell them you were cleaning your grandmother's garage for her, and you happen by chance to find a security document in the garage, and you're wondering if it's any good or not, and how much it's worth, or is it worth anything, they will then say, give us the security number. And so you look on the back of your Social Security card and give them that number. And they will come back and say, oh, yeah, that belongs to Karen so-and-so. Okay, that's Karen. And you say, well, I'm Karen. Oh, well, okay, this is your number then. How much is it worth? Is it worth anything? Yes, it's worth $9 million.
Oh, how can we cash in on some of that?
That's right. You are worth $9 million on this New York Stock Exchange. Most people have never heard of such a thing. They don't know. They never heard. But in 2008, when people were losing their homes, I kept thinking, if these people who are losing their homes only knew they were worth $9 million on the stock exchange, all you got to do is call the stock exchange and give them your number on the back of your Social Security card and ask them, how much is it worth? And they will say, well, this one belongs to Karen so-and-so, or this one belongs to Jordan Maxwell. How much is it worth? $9 million. Can I sell off $1 million, sell it, put it on the stock exchange to be bought? Yes, if you want to. If you own $3 million worth of Ford Motor Company stock and you want to sell it off for $1 million, they will do that for you. They'll put it out there for sale. And if somebody buys it, now you have $1 million given to you. You just made yourself $1 million, but now you're only on the stock market for $8 million because you were worth $9 million. You just sold 1/9 of how much you're worth. But what do you care? You made $1 million, and you still got $8 million in savings on the stock market. Now you can pay all your bills and go to Europe and have dinner. Pay all your bills, pay your home, pay your car, pay your airplane. You made $1 million off the stock exchange just selling a piece of yourself on the stock exchange. So
there's got to be a catch.
Most people don't know anything about none of this, how it really works. Wow. Bankers do. They know because they work at the river bank. They direct the flow of the current. They know who you are. They got your name and how much your body's worth. And it's quite a story when you begin to break down how the world really works. It doesn't work anything like you do, like you think it does. Nothing. Nothing works the way you think it does.
I agree. Jordan, we're starting to get close to the end of the time, so I wanted you to spend the next few minutes telling us what you're up to, where can we find you? You're going to be at the big conference in Laughlin, Nevada, I understand, coming up. Do you want to speak to
Yeah.
the viewers a little bit on how they can find you and what you're up to? And
Well, I'm up to no good. But you can find me on the web. But keep in mind, there are other websites out there on the web with my name on them. But other people are using my name because they know my name is well known around the world and people trust me. And so they are selling products in my name. I'm not making anything. They are selling my videos and books and using my name on their website to make it look like it's me, so people will buy things from them, and they're making the money, not me. And so
which is your I know that the jordanmaxwellshow.com is yours.
that's
Is
mine.
jordanmaxwell.com also yours?
No, it is not.
It
No,
isn't. Well, I'm glad you told me,
no.
because I'm putting links in below, and I want to put in the links that are the good links.
Yeah, well, no, it's Jordan Maxwell Show is my website. Jordanmaxwell.com is not mine. Somebody else is using
It looks like it's yours. It's got your picture. It's got all your stuff. I thought, oh, I'm going to put that in the links and help Jordan out. And I'm not putting it in now. I didn't know.
It's not me. It's not me. Anybody can take my picture off the web.
Yeah.
Anybody who knows how to do it can put my picture and make it look like my website. Anybody can do that. And they do. They're putting my name and my picture on a website and calling it mine. And so people are sending donations to jordanmaxwell.com. It's not to me. I don't get anything.
Layers and layers and layers of crap in this reality, Thank God we can sort through some of it. But, it's a bit disturbing.
So,
myself, I've had people steal my name and steal my product brand. And I just, I don't know. I don't have the time to go and even do the research to find out what to do about it. So I just carry.
I know. That's the way life is. People will rip you off to make a quick buck off of you. They want to make money off of you, and it's even better if you're an old man, because maybe hopefully you'll die, and then they'll own you forever. They will own your products and make money off of you for the rest of their life, and they'll live well until they finally die and leave you alone. And they hope you will die, so you can't do anything about it. And so they will sell your books and sell your tapes and represent them as you. And so the people who have my website are also sending out emails to everybody, because they got 27,000 names on my email account that they send out to people all the time asking for donations for Jordan Maxwell.
Wow.
Jordan Maxwell needs the donation. He needs your spiritual help. He needs your financial help. And so people all over the world are sending donations to jordanmaxwell.com. Not me. I'm not getting a nickel. They're taking it. They're taking the whole thing.
The world seems to be steeped in sociopathy. So the whole system is sociopathic, and people are taking their cues from this system, and they seem to be the kind of people who fit into and do well in the system. And those of us who wake up kind of find ourselves, it's a bit of a frightening environment, because we have to protect our butts 3 ways to Sunday. And, thank God for people like you that can help wake us up and give us some direction. Because, we are like lambs. We really are. We're good, and we love people, and we're empathetic, and we're just...
And you're just a sitting duck.
Sitting ducks. And I, for one, am tired of it. So
yeah, I am too. I'm tired of people lying about me and misrepresenting me and emailing other people for a donation for me. I never see a nickel, none of it.
It's just horrendous. Well, I'm going to make sure that I've got your good links below. Is it okay if I put your email address on there, or you just want to have your...
Of course.
Okay, so I'm going to have, all I'm going to put on there is your email, and I'm going to put on there jordanmaxwellshow.com. That's it.
Correct.
And they can reach you through that. and then they can inquire if they want to make a donation, buy
They
your
want to make
product.
a donation or do whatever with me, then go to Jordan Maxwell Show. Now, I
Show.
want to add to this. The idea that if you go to Jordan Maxwell Show, the Jordan is like the River Jordan.
Yeah.
Maxwell is like the coffee.
Yeah.
Jordan Maxwell Show. If you go to Jordan Maxwell Show, that's my website. And so when you go on Jordan Maxwell Show, you will see that I have a second website on my Jordan Maxwell Show. It's called the Jordan Maxwell Research website.
And that's yours
what
too.
You need. Yeah, that's mine. It's on my website. It's mine. And so it's a Jordan Maxwell Research website. You click on it and you have to join it. You have to join the website, the research website. Why? Because I've got all the pictures and documents and research papers and audio and videos and all kinds of research I've been doing over the years. It's all on my research website. But I was told by my attorney friends, that if you're going to put information on the web, which is very, very controversial stuff government does not want people to know. If you're going to do that, you better be careful because you could go to jail if they find out you're telling tales out of school and you're telling people things that are going to cause the government trouble. They're going to come after you. They're going to come after you and arrest you for talking in public about things you're not supposed to tell the people. So if you're going to put stuff on your web, I was told by my attorneys, put it into a private website. Because, and the way it was explained to me, is that if you go out to dinner with, say, 10 of your friends, you're going out and you go to a restaurant and you get a table in the back of the restaurant, and it's just you and your 9 friends, all of you sitting around the table. You can say anything you want at that table as long as your friends don't mind. You can say anything about anybody, call anybody you want, any name you want, no matter how foul and no matter how rough the language is, it doesn't matter. It's a private conversation. Nobody has any business listening to you at that table but your friends. Why? Because they are there for you. They want to be part of what you're doing. So that's why the government has nothing to say about what you're talking about at your table. That's private conversation. But if you go on the air and start talking like you were talking last night, now it's public.
Yes.
And government is empowered to protect the public. So the government can step in to protect the public from hearing your foul mouth, from hearing what you're saying. They can protect the public. They will pull you off the air and you cannot get back on to be heard by the public. Why? Because the government is protecting the public from hearing you. But they cannot come into the restaurant and arrest you for talking about somebody and using the language you're using at the table. Why? Because it's a private conversation. Nobody has any business coming in to listen to what you're saying at the table because it's a private conversation. Everybody there wants to be there. They want to hear you. And so I was told by the attorneys, if you're going to give people documents and pictures and all kinds of extraordinary information that they never had before, you better do it in a private venue. Set up a separate website just for your research.
And that's why we have to sign in and join it. And we become part of that private dinner party, as it were. Perfect.
Exactly. And now you can go on my research website and read all the documents and incredible research showing you stuff the government never told you.
And the church to tell you
it's incredible.
Yeah.
And there's one section on my research website called interesting articles. There's a part on my research website called interesting articles. I've got articles on there that will blow your mind. Things you've never been told before. You've never been told how this world really works. And boy, the government is not happy. But it's a private research. It's a private website, and you have to join it. But you will find things on there that will blow your mind. I've known for many years. I just put it out there for anybody who wants
Wonderful.
to. Yeah. So go on Jordan Maxwell Show
Yeah.
and join. If you'd like to make a donation, that would be nice, because I live on donations and I don't get that many. So I'm always hurting because I don't have the money, because I've spent my whole life researching the dark side of life. And while I was doing that, I was not out making money as a businessman.
Exactly.
And so I was spending time and money, not making time and money. So
Exactly.
today, at 80 years old, I've finally come to a point where I am totally broke, done everything I could, did everything I could to get all the information I could to give to people for free. And I've been doing it for some 60 years. I started back in 1959, 60 years ago, and started telling people what I was finding, all the research I was doing, educating people, adults and children, going to schools and teaching young people. And this is what I do for a living. This is what I do. I'm a teacher. And today in America, if you're a teacher, you're not making anything. And most people are not going to support you. Most people don't care to hear what I'm talking about. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear what the real truth is. If you remember that movie, A Few Good Men, where Tom Cruise was the attorney, and he's talking to Jack Nicholson, and Jack Nicholson said, "What do you want from me, kid?" He said, "I want the truth." And
You
Nicholson
can't
said,
handle
"You can't
the
handle the truth." Yeah, you want the
truth.
truth?
True. That's absolutely true. But there are more of us waking up, Jordan. There are more of us waking up, and we're hungry, and we want to learn this stuff. And our time has come to an end. If you have anything that you want to, get out before we end, that's perfect. But I want to tell you, you are so valuable, and you've been so important in my life, helping me to see which end is up and trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm so blessed that you agreed to be on my show today. I am so blessed. Come on, share something, last few parting words with us, and then we got to say goodbye.
Well, I appreciate it. Uh, Little things mean a lot. Small little things. For instance, let me give you an idea how government works in small ways. When you're driving and you get pulled over by the police, they flip on their lights and they pull you over. The cop comes up to your car and he asks for your ID, and you give him your ID, and he says, "Is this you?" You think, well, of course, that looks like me, doesn't it? It's got my name on it. It must be me. Stupid. Why would you ask such a stupid question? No, he's asking you that question so that you will say yes and testify that this corporate name that the state has given you and the federal government has given you on the stock market does represent your body, and you are agreeing to it, that this does represent me. It's not me. That's a picture of me. It's not me. I am me. That's just a picture of me. Well, he's asking, do you, of your own volition, out of your own mouth, say that this represents you? Yes, that's me. That's what he wanted to know. Now he can arrest you because he has absolute control over that license. Absolute control by the government over that license. So now he can arrest you. Now he can fine you. Now he can ticket you. He can do anything he wants because you agreed that this was you. So very clever.
Stepping into
Yeah,
a snare. And so you're helping us to identify the snares. So hopefully we can lessen the damage on ourselves and
right.
on our society.
And one more thing, a couple more things. One, to give you an idea how this stuff works, when the cop is writing you out a ticket, he's writing you out the ticket. And when he writes out the ticket, it's his ticket. It's in his hand. His ticket, he's writing it out, and then he signs it. And he hands it to you, and you sign it, and he's expecting you to pay the ticket. But you are a co-signer. You're not the owner of the ticket. He's the owner of the ticket, and he signed it first.
Mm-hmm.
You co-signed it. You are an underwriter. You co-sign for the ticket. You can take that ticket, photocopy it, and send it to the Secretary of State in the state in which you live. I don't suggest you do this. You'll get in trouble, so don't do it. I'm just telling you the way it works. You
Mm-hmm.
take that ticket and photocopy it, and then go to a notary and fill out a affidavit with the notary saying that you mistakenly co-signed for something that you don't want to co-sign for. You didn't know that you had co-signed.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell the Secretary of State in the state in which you live, here is a ticket that I was talking to co-signing and I don't want to co-sign. And if you co-sign for me to buy a car and the next day you decide you don't want to co-sign, then you contact the dealer and tell them, I don't want my name on a co-sign, and take it off. Well, now I have to pay for it. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, if you co-sign with the cop and you send to the letter to the Secretary of State saying you don't want to co-sign for this, the cop has to pay the ticket.
Oh, he's not going to like that.
He will get a mail from the Secretary of State, and he will get a mail from the Secretary of State that he has to pay the ticket. It's his ticket. He signed it, and he has to pay the ticket. And I've seen it happen when the cop shows up on your porch ranting and raving and screaming that this is a $300 ticket. I got a wife and children. I don't have $300. You
Mm.
think I do? You don't mind giving it to me. I'm just a nobody to you. I'm just a dog in the street. And so
Mm.
you give me anything and I have to pay it. No, 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 no. You pay it. You signed it. I'm a co-signer. You pay the ticket, not me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Oh,
not, I may look stupid to you, but I'm not stupid. I know exactly how this stuff works. And so I'm saying if you go on my website, the Jordan Maxwell Show,
mm-hmm.
and join my research websites right there. You can join the research website. You click on it, it goes to, and you pay a one-time small donation to the websites. One-time donation
Mm-hmm.
for a lifetime of all of it. And I'm putting all my stuff on there for free. Just putting it all on.
Fantastic.
All the documents explaining how to do this, how to do that, what this means, and how to get out of it, what
Fantastic.
that means, and how to nullify it, not get rid of it. It's an incredible story about how the world works.
Yeah.
And so, if you really want to know, if you're really interested, most people are not interested. It doesn't bother them. They don't know and they don't care until they get in trouble. Now, when the government comes after you and you're going to prison for 20 years,
Mm.
oh, now they want to call Jordan Maxwell and find out what's going on here. Oh, yeah, sure. Now you want to know. You should have learned a long time
Oh,
ago how this world
yeah,
works.
I
You
agree.
wouldn't be in the trouble if you had just known. If you had come to me a long time ago, I could have told you and I could have helped you. I can't help you now. You're going to jail. So you should have educated yourself a long time ago.
Yeah.
And well, people ask me, well, how do you do that? I always say, well, why don't you do something you've never done before? Why don't you get interested, get smart, and go on my website and check it
Mm-hmm.
out and read everything. Now
Mm-hmm.
you'll see how the world really works. I was doing this kind of research since I was 8 and 9 years old. I've
Mm-hmm.
been watching how adults are lying to children continually. They're not going to tell you everything. Adults are not going to tell you anything if you're a child. And so I know that. Well, that's what the government. In the United States, there is a federal law called Parents Petra.
Mm-hmm.
Parents Petra.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, and it says, and that is a translation from the Latin meaning, the government is your parent. It's your mother and father.
Whew.
Yeah, it's called Parent Petra. There's a federal law in America that says your parent is the government. The government decides everything about you, where you will go, how much credit you will have, where you eat. They will trace you down through your credit cards. They are your parent. They know who you're going to marry. They know where you work. They know where you live. And we have social networks like Facebook and all these other social networks, Twitter. These are called social networks. Why? Because the Soviet Union was referred to as the USSR. Under communism, Russia was called the Soviet Union. The USSR, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. So socialism is world communism. And today we have social networks like Twitter and Facebook. Communism, Marxist-Leninist Soviet communism. Now the government knows where you live. They know what you look like. They know what you eat, what you like and what you don't like. They know who your friends are. They know who your family is. They know everything about you. So when they get ready to arrest you and you don't think they will, watch. No, the Germans didn't think Adolf Hitler would flip out, but he did. The Russians of Lenin's time didn't think the Russian leaders would flip out, but they did.
Yeah.
And 50 million people were murdered by the communist leaders. And that's what we have today in America.
Jordan, could I have you back on the show again? Could we pick up where we left off? Because there's so much. There's just so much. And
We could talk for days.
Yes, literally. I am going to wrap up now, though, and thank you so much for joining us, so much for making the time for me. It means so much to me, and I know to my viewers. And so I'm just going to say goodbye. Is that okay with you? You want to say goodbye?
Of course it is. Of course. Goodbye, dear. And anytime you want to talk, just let me know.
I will.
Do it. You can do it anytime.
Thank
But
you.
just keep in mind that nothing in this world is what you think it is. You better talk to a lawyer or somebody who's good with the esoteric way the world works. That's why in all cultures, Native American and all the ancient cultures, there was always a very high respect for the elders of the tribe. The elders were highly respected by the young people. Today in America, nobody's respected. There is no respect. But if you had any sense, you would respect an elder who's telling you things. You will never be heard. You'll never hear from anyone. But that one person has the knowledge and he wants to give it to you for free. If you just respect him and go to his website and join the website, the research website, you will see things on there nobody has ever told you, and nobody ever will tell you because they don't know. You got to know first.
I can't wait. I can't wait to check it out, Jordan. And thank you again.
Oh, well,
Thank you for joining us for the Quantum Guide Show. Become the change you wish to see in the world. Subscribe to Karen's YouTube channel, click the like button, and share this show with your friends. Check out Karen's website at KarenHoltonHealthCoach.com. All the links are available in the description box below. Until the next time, keep up the good work.
Endlessness puts all my inner strife to rest. For time gives birth to hurriedness. It all makes sense, well, more or less. And the sages put me to their test. With heart and soul I do my best to find the answers to my quest. I wonder and I must confess, I don't